My name is John Vaughter. I am a certified driver rehabilitation specialist. I've been in this business for 39 years. As I initially got into driver rehabilitation while working at the VA Medical Center, Richmond, Virginia. Now, upon retiring, which was about 11 years ago, I obviously saw the opportunity to pursue the business of serving individuals outside of the confines of the VA Medical Center. So with regards to what we do now, we actually work with the Center of Excellence in Aging for Geriatric Health through the units that we have in Williamsburg and also Hampton, Virginia. Our goal is to address any type of visual, cognitive, or functional limitation that someone may have which would impair their ability to safely operate a motor vehicle. Now, we are licensed by the Department of Motor Vehicles, and certainly with the Certified Driver Rehabilitation Specialist credential, we do have our credentials through a national association. Now, the whole idea of getting individuals back behind the wheel is different from person to person. For an example, if we have someone who have any type of functional limitations, then there are opportunities for those individuals to regain their independence through driving by using assistive devices. The assistive devices, they have really and truly changed over the years because as you can imagine, everything is going electronic now, so everything on a vehicle is electronic, say vice the way that it was, for an example, 30 years ago. So we can truly address the driving issue from a functional limitation that someone may have based on the implementation of adaptive equipment. Now, we do see a great majority of individuals who are cognitively impaired. And a lot of what we do, it is governed by the Department of Motor Vehicles, the Medical Review Services section. So everything that we do must be approved through the Department of Medical, DMV Medical Advisory Board and Medical Review Services. Now, what does that mean? That means that there are a host of policies that have been established by the Medical Advisory Board. It could, for an example, be someone who's had a stroke, someone who's diabetic and might be on insulin, someone, again, who needs adaptive equipment. For an example, someone that might have lost a lower extremity, bilateral or unilateral. And in fact, we can even move that over to the fact of someone's upper extremities being functionally declined. Excuse me, so hold it right there, I just lost my train of thought. So if someone has a functional limitation of the upper extremities, then we have to certainly do the same thing with trying to offset whatever that functional deficit is by using assistive technology. And in the state of Virginia, any utilization of adaptive equipment is totally illegal unless we get the Department of Motor Vehicles, again, Medical Review Services involved, because the individuals, they must be certified from the standpoint of being fully competent. And that's exactly what we do, because once we start the individuals, they probably have never ever seen the equipment that we're going to be using, let alone haven't used it. So what we got to do is prepare them to use whatever the type of equipment that they need so that they can become more confident in utilizing whatever that piece of equipment may be. Now, once we are done with that, what we have to do then is to have them registered with the DMV so that they'll take a driving skills test, where then they will have to demonstrate their proficiency in using the respective equipment. Now, once that's all done, then an individual is fully certified or authorized to use that equipment and going about their normal daily activities. Now, suppose we have someone who has some functional deficits, cognitive deficits, then the DMV has a cognitive impairment policy. So see, this would cover anyone who has any kind of dementia. They may have some altered mental status or any of those types of conditions, neurodegenerative conditions that they may have. So they have to also be approved through the DMV, through their, again, DMV Medical Review Services section, which would be the DMV Cognitive Impairment Policy. Now, once they meet that requirement, then we would put that individual on for as little as a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, 24-month review because what that would include is a form that has to be completed by the individual's physician, wherein the physician has to go in detail explanations relative to how the individual is doing in regards to their cognitive status. And once that's done, then they are again fully authorized to drive. But the DMV has the authority to call that individual in at any point in time to actually be screened to ensure that they are safe and independent drivers.